Welcome! In this video, we will learn how to use CSM's posture management, also known as CSM misconfigurations. This helps you proactively analyze your organization's cloud infrastructure for misconfigurations and compliance risks. CSM misconfigurations scans your environment for issues and reports their security status in real time. To set up CSM misconfigurations, please go to the Settings tab under Cloud Security Management. Click on Cloud Accounts. Under your cloud account, enable Resource Scanning. A best practice would be to start with the inventory map. To get here, just click on Inventory, then Map. This provides a real-time view of all the misconfigurations across resources in your environment. It is color-coded based on severity level. You can group these by additional filters such as resource type to hone in on meaningful resources pertaining to your teams. In the compliance overview, you obtain criteria for various frameworks like PCI, SOC 2, and even Datadog's own security essentials, among others. This helps your team categorize findings against industry standard frameworks and organizes insights to highlight previously unknown issues. A lot of teams begin their investigation by leveraging the environment variables at the top of the page. You can hone in on specific cloud accounts, teams, services, or even different production environments. The goal here is to zero in on the exact area of your infrastructure that needs to be analyzed. Your teams can leverage the associated posture score across the various frameworks to determine how well configured their cloud resources are. This provides a good baseline so engineers can get an understanding on where they stand. You can tailor specific investigations towards a certain framework such as SOC 2 or HIPAA and dive into the framework itself to understand the resources that are passing and failing checks. For efficiency, teams can quickly look at the top 3 high-severity rule failures, thus working on issues that need immediate attention. This information is great if you're looking for specific controls, but many times teams need a starting point. Therefore, as a best practice, many teams leverage the Explorers page and group by their misconfigurations. Here, we have over 1,000 out-of-the-box rules curated by our own security team, so you don't have to be a security expert to investigate. As we scroll up, we can see a single critical misconfiguration here. It states that a publicly accessible EC2 instance should not have highly privileged IAM roles. To the right, we can see one resource has failed this check. Let's dive into the investigation to see what's going on. You are immediately brought to the page of the misconfiguration itself. Here, you can gather a description of the issue to understand why this was triggered in the first place. It also helps non-security folks understand the impact of this misconfiguration. Additionally, the exact resource that has been impacted has been pinpointed below, removing the guesswork. So let's check into this resource. Here, you obtain extra context surrounding the resource such as the instance ID, how long this has been failing, and when this was last detected. All are actionable insights that teams leverage during their audit. The Datadog severity breakdown provides the criteria on why this was a critical misconfiguration in the first place. We can see that since this instance is publicly accessible, it's categorized as a serious issue. This helps teams understand the gravity of the signal. While this rule helps us pinpoint the resource that was impacted, we need to understand the attack surface of this misconfiguration. With the context diagram below, you can visualize the components associated with the misconfigured resource in your environment. In the diagram, you can see the autoscaling group, the relevant security groups, the elastic load balancer, and finally, the connection to the public internet, allowing for end-to-end coverage and uncovering relationships you may have been unaware of. Your teams don't just have the ability to detect and investigate the findings. They also get actionable remediation steps to resolve the issue so no team is left in the dark. For audits, your teams can leverage the timeline and get evidence for how long a rule has been passing or failing. Now that you've triaged this issue, your engineers can remediate right from the platform. You can export to a Jira ticket for centralized tracking, mute the findings to remove the noise and focus on the important issues at hand, run a workflow for auto remediation, or directly log into the AWS console to resolve the issue, all providing tangible methods to quickly address the issues at hand. Finally, to meet your reporting needs, you can leverage the misconfigurations dashboard. This allows stakeholders to obtain all the information they need within a single page and supports customization so you can focus on specific environments, frameworks, signals, and much more. With CSM misconfigurations, your teams get all the tools needed for detecting, prioritizing, triaging, and remediating misconfigurations in a single platform, mitigating potential breaches for your organizations and reducing risk. To learn more, go to the bottom of the page and click on Documentation. Then, click on Misconfigurations.